Chapter 1. Before starting. To narrate the history of this automotive landmark, we need to go back a century. Germany was emerging as a global leader in the automotive sector. In 1904, the location hosted the first race of the German Cup. A Frenchman in a French car emerged as the winner. It was a blow to German pride. This made the Germans realize something crucial. Without a place to test their vehicles, they would always lag behind in the competition. They decided to create a circuit in the Eifel Mountains exclusively for testing German cars. A brilliant idea to refine their automobiles. However, World War I interrupted the plans. In 1920, Germany was facing a severe economic crisis with high unemployment rates and a devalued currency dominating the scene. Building a racetrack seemed impractical, right? Contrary to expectations, it was precisely what the country needed. The German automotive industry, despite adversities, maintained its strength. A modern circuit would drive innovations in their vehicles. The project would also generate jobs, alleviating part of the unemployment. Moreover, the country would attract global drivers with such a track. An excellent strategy to integrate into the global sports community. Chapter 2. The 1920s. In the 1920s, a significant moment occurred in the automotive world. The influential Allgemeiner Deutscher Automobil Club collaborated with the mayor of a certain colony. Together, they embraced a vision, the Nürburgring project. It was a pioneering decision, and the seeds planted quickly bore fruit. Within a short period, the world witnessed the birth of the famous Nürburgring circuit. This circuit had a peculiarity. It wasn't just one track configuration, it was two. The first, named Nordschleife, was in the northern region of the circuit. Extensive, it stretched for 22 kilometers and 81 meters. On the other hand, there was Suchlife, located to the south, a bit shorter, at 7 kilometers and 72 meters. However, these two sections weren't isolated. They joined, forming an extensive track of 28 kilometers and 31 meters. For enthusiasts, this combination was referred to as Gesamtstrecke. And for those who think that was already a challenge, there's more. The track had about 180 curves. These curves were a universe of their own. The speed you could achieve in them? That really depended on the skill of the pilot and the machine. But one thing was certain, they were treacherous. Surprisingly treacherous. While many focused on speed, the view was breathtaking. The structure serpentined magnificently around the iconic Nürburgring castle. The nearby mountains added an additional charm, while the track curved to follow the mountainous landscape. It was an undeniably stunning sight. However, this natural beauty concealed its dangers. It was a place that not only tested the cars, but also the hearts and souls of the pilots. It was the fine line between true enthusiasts and those there for the mere glimmer of glamour. It didn't take long for the global community to raise its antennas. They watched with growing interest what the Germans were developing. Upon discovering the circuit's potential, they made a bold decision: it should become a Grand Prix circuit. However, what many didn't realize at the time was the perilous nature of the location. Then, the big day arrived. On June 18, 1927, the motorcycles roared loudly on the Nordschleife. It was a spectacular event, culminating with Tony Ullmann as the champion. But the spectacle didn't stop there. The next day, it was the turn of the cars, and Rudolf Carciola, aboard a powerful Mercedes-Benz, emerged victorious. And then, a tempting offer was made to the public. Anyone, as long as they had a few dollars and a car, could try their luck on the circuit. It seemed simple, but there was a catch: the risks were high. In 1 year, the track claimed its first victim, Cynic Junic. The community, however, seemed unfazed. After all, the relentless pursuit of speed records was what mattered. And speaking of records, Louis Chiron made history by reaching an impressive 115 kilometers per hour in a Bugatti. The year 1951 brought more news. The elite of motorsport, Formula One, made its presence felt at the Nürburgring. The chosen location? The Nordschleife, which would host the German Grand Prix. The addition of the championship and the treacherous nature of the track increased its popularity. However, as time passed, the risks grew. Cars, in their frantic pursuit of speed, often struggled to stay on the track. Tight corners, lack of visibility, and uneven surfaces were constant challenges. Organizers attempted interventions, adding chicanes, but the dangers persisted. And so, a final reflection: more risk, more excitement. Chapter 3: The Green Hell. Nürburgring has always been an unpredictable circuit. In 1968, Jackie Stewart won there, dubbing it the Green Hell, a designation that would endure. The place was chilling. Drivers and teams hesitated to race there without changes. In 1970, the German Grand Prix at Nürburgring was cancelled. The scary reputation persisted, even with attempts at improvements. Barriers were added, curves removed, and bumps smoothed. Interestingly, cars could literally take off on this circuit. After these alterations, in 1971, Formula One returned near the castle. However, in 1976, they left again. The track required intense improvements. Its size demanded 5 times more personnel, from stewards to medical staff. In the same year, 1976 brought the last GP on the Nordschleife. This year highlighted Niki Lauda, the champion and championship leader. He also held the record for the fastest lap there. Despite this feat, Lauda did not want to compete, much like Ayrton Senna in '94. The 76 GP was challenging. Rain and fog dominated. A meeting occurred, with Lauda proposing a boycott due to the weather. By one vote, his idea was rejected. The race proceeded. Lauda, on the second lap, suffered a horrifying accident. His Ferrari collided and caught fire. In the confusion, he was hit by another car. He was trapped, surrounded by flames. 4 drivers tried to help. The medical team, distant due to the circuit's size, took a while to arrive. The layout of this circuit was stunning, with challenging curves. However, the risks were evident. Lauda had tried to warn about the danger. Unfortunately, this turned out to be the last GP at Nürburgring. Formula One would not return there. Chapter 4: Shocking Times. The history of motorsport is made up of twists and surprises. One of the most intriguing took place in Germany. If you think that the German passion for racing was satisfied with the construction of the first track, you're wrong. They always aimed for more, always dreamed higher. Nürburgring, this name may not sound strange to many. It was Germany's pride. However, the Germans decided to evolve. Thus, a new circuit was born, affectionately named GP Strike. A question that might arise is, would this be a new track? In essence, yes. But in spirit and heart, it was still Nürburgring. It was a change, an evolution. For this, parts of the original circuit had to be modified. The result was something magical, a track that pulsated with excitement at every turn but prioritized safety. In 1984, this metamorphosis was completed. A landmark year, no doubt. Now, a new challenge presented itself: how to show the world that this new version of Nürburgring was even better. The answer was clear: organize a race that would go down in history. And that's exactly what happened. The Race of Champions was conceived. It wasn't just a race, but a showcase of the greatest talents in world motorsport. And what a showcase! The race was acclaimed by all. The new track proved challenging, but safety came first. Recognition of the track's quality didn't take long. The renowned Mercedes-Benz, understanding the magnitude of the moment, organized a commemorative race. The chosen day? May 12, 1984, a date that would be etched in the memory of motorsport enthusiasts. The drivers? a true who's who of the sport. Niki Lauda, Keke Rosberg, James Hunt, and many others. And among them, a rising star, the young Ayrton Senna. Against all expectations, it was he, the rookie, who crossed the finish line first. With an event of this caliber, it was evident that Nürburgring would be back in the Formula One spotlight. And in 1984, it made a strong comeback. However, not everything was smooth sailing. Despite the success of the race and Alain Prost's memorable victory, complications arose. Agreements for future races were not secured due to financial issues and varying public reception. During this period, the FISA, responsible for Formula One regulations, introduced changes. Stability was sought, with long-term contracts for Grand Prix events. Here, Nürburgring faced a challenge. Even with its new look, it competed with other tracks. The German Grand Prix, traditionally held at Hockenheim, became a point of contention. The final decision? Hockenheim won the honor for a long 20 years. For Nürburgring enthusiasts, it seemed like the end. But motorsport is unpredictable. Although it appeared that Nürburgring would wait 20 years to return to the calendar, a turnaround occurred in a decade. The instigator? Michael Schumacher. With his victory in '94, interest in the sport grew in Germany. As a result, a new race was conceived, named the European Grand Prix. A resounding success, this race underwent several name changes over the years, reflecting its importance and relevance. Nürburgring hosted this competition until 2020. And in that year, Sir Lewis Hamilton claimed victory in the Eiffel GP. The track has evolved since '51, but its essence remains. Chapter 5: The danger lurks nearby. Have there been accidents since then? Unfortunately, yes. Motorsport is an exciting but also risky sport. I vividly recall the incident involving Brazilian driver Pedro Diniz in the 1999 German Grand Prix. During the first lap, he faced an undesirable situation. Another car approached rapidly. Diniz's rear tire was struck, causing imbalance. He collided with the curb and, subsequently, flipped not once but twice. It was a frightening moment, but luck was on his side. He emerged with only superficial cuts. The year 2007 was also noteworthy in the European Grand Prix. During qualifying, a crucial moment unfolded. The final minutes of Q3 were filled with expectations. Lewis Hamilton, with his usual skill, attempted an exceptional lap. However, the unexpected occurred. Control was lost, and a wall of tires awaited. The collision was terrifying. Upon exiting the car, Hamilton staggered. Nevertheless, his resilience was evident, and the injuries were minimal. The race also had surprises in store. Nature decided to intervene with heavy rain. The previously dominated track became a challenge. Special tires were used but proved insufficient. 7 drivers were forced to retire. Cranes worked frantically, placing cars back on the track. It was a chaotic and unforgettable spectacle. Now, turning to the mystical northern part of Nürburgring, the Nordschleife. Many wonder about this section. It remains active, hosting events like the Nürburgring 24 hours. Besides races, it serves as a stage for intensive testing. High-performance sports cars are challenged there. The track has become a standard of excellence. Recognized brands use this section for advertising and development. Porsche is an emblematic example with its GT2 and GT3 models. BMW is not far behind, showcasing its prestigious M-Series after rigorous testing. Mercedes-Benz also has a history there. For almost a century, the brand has relied on the circuit to perfect its cars. But Nürburgring is not exclusive to the Germans. The world recognizes its importance. Manufacturers from different continents are drawn to the green hell. Toyota, with the Super MKIV, and Nissan, with its A35 GTR, are examples of this global presence. The South Korean Hyundai even established a nearby facility to enhance its designs. Various sports cars, each with its uniqueness, have attempted records on the Nordschleife. From the agility of the Huracan to the power of the Corvette Z06, everyone wants a place in history. Furthermore, the circuit maintains its accessible essence. Any enthusiast can experience a few laps, feeling the unique adrenaline of the location. For Formula One enthusiasts, there are exciting updates. Renowned drivers like Nick Heidfeld and Michael Schumacher have already revved up their machines there. Recently, Sebastian Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo confirmed their presences. Ricciardo, in particular, has had an intriguing Formula One career. Oscillating between triumphs and challenges, he is a true icon of the sport. In summary, motorsport is a dance between human skill and mechanical engineering. And places like Nürburgring are the perfect stages for this performance. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel, turning on notifications, because I post new videos every day. See you in the next one.